The first USS Montauk was a single-turreted Passaic-class monitor in the Union Navy during the American Civil War. It saw action throughout the war. It was used as the floating prison for the conspirators in the Abraham Lincoln assassination and was the site of the autopsy and identification of assassin John Wilkes Booth. Construction. Montauk was built by John Erickson at Continental Iron Works, Greenpoint, Brooklyn, launched on 9 October 1862, and commissioned at New York on 14 December 1862. Commander John L. Warden in command. Service. A principal ironclad in the naval attack on Charleston, South Carolina, Montauk departed New York on 24 December 1862, arriving Port Royal, South Carolina on 19 January 1863 to join the South Atlantic blockading squadron, taking advantage of the opportunity to test the XV-inch Dahlgren gun and armor of the Passaic-class ironclad for the first time. On 27 January, Rear Admiral Samuel F. DuPont sent Montauk with the gunboats US Seneca, US Wissahickon, US Dawn, and mortar schooner US C. P. Williams to bombard Fort McAllister, Georgia. Although hit 13 times, Montauk was undamaged. The ironclad made a second attack on 1 February, badly battering the fort, but Montauk was hit 48 times. She destroyed the blockade runner Rattlesnake on 28 February in Ogeechee River, but while descending the river was herself damaged by a torpedo, which exploded under her. Montauk steamed into the North Fork of the Edstow River on 1 April in preparation for the attack on Charleston. At mid-afternoon on the 7th, Admiral DuPont's ironclads attacked Fort Sumter. The Union ships braved intense fire from Confederates' coast artillery, and kept their own guns operating effectively until withdrawing toward evening. Damage to the monitors prevented DuPont from resuming the attack the next day, with the Montauk taking 20 hits. The ironclads launched an attack on Fort Wagner, Morris Island on 10 July. Capturing this island was important as it would permit access to the interior defenses of Charleston Harbor. Assuming command of the naval forces, John Dahlgren boarded Montauk on 16 July and, after consultation with the captains, renewed the attack on Fort Wagner and bombarded it daily until it was evacuated by the Confederates on 6 September. The ships then turned their attention to Fort Sumter and Fort Moultrie, operating for the rest of the year against these fortifications which guarded the cradle of the rebellion. However, the Confederate works would never be taken by sea. Montauk remained off Charleston until July 1864, when she shifted operations to the Stono River. In February 1865, she transferred to the Cape Fear River, proceeding to the Washington Navy Yard after the end of the conflict. She served as a floating bier for assassin John Wilkes Booth on 27 April and a floating prison for 6 accomplices. She was decommissioned at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1865. She remained there until sold to Frank Samuel on 14 April 1904, except for a stint from May 1898 to March 1899, when she served with a crew primarily consisting of local naval reservists to protect the harbor of Portland, Maine during the Spanish-American War. Bibliography. This article incorporates text from the public domain Dictionary of American Naval Fighting Ships. The entry can be found here. Additional technical data from Gardner, Robert. Conway's All the World's Fighting Ships 1860 to 1905. Conway Maritime Press. p. 120. ISBN 0851771335. Joshua F. Moore. What's in a Picture? Down East, 136.